Hi everyone, today I went to Ulta and I picked up some ColourPop things, and then I saw the Essence stuff and I saw them before and I didn't want to pick them up, but today I decided to try them. I have 3 different shades. They're all very similar. I will swatch them, but the thing that I really want to try is the Essence foundation. You guys, I saw the video with Michaela, and it's funny because the first like 4 or 5 shades look identical. And it just blows my mind that like someone approved that. Someone in their company approved for the first 5 shades to look identical. I mean, yeah, pretty much identical. So I grabbed what I thought would like one of the shades where I could find something. But even these, like this is probably like 5, 6, 7, 70 warm shell. Okay, so this is 50 ivory, 40 alabaster, 50 ivory, and 70 warm shell. I didn't either see a 60 or the 60 was too pink. So out of these 3, I hope one of these will match. And then I got 2 concealers. The concealers did have a little bit of a better shade distinction between each one. But also it looks like the only place you will find the shade name is on their sticker. So if you take the sticker off, you will no longer know your shade name. So I got 40 shell and 50 warm shell. And let's see, you can tell a tiny difference, but like, yeah, I've never seen anything like this before. Usually there's a problem with shades having, or shade ranges having like too big of jumps between shades. So this was really funny. I love that it comes in a pump, so I'm gonna swatch all of them on the side of my face. Okay, so this is 40 alabaster, the lightest one. And then we have 40 alabaster, 50 ivory, and 70 warm shell. Okay, so these are the 3 different shades. Yeah, so the further down the line you go, you'll see the difference. But like for the first 5 shades to be the same is really funny and like interesting. So that one is way too dark. I'm not even gonna swatch that one on my face, but I will swatch the first 2. So the first one is 40 alabaster. And I've really been noticing lately that I used to wear foundations that are too light. So I'm really trying to like be better at picking out the correct shade. But yeah, this is 40. It feels really nice. It has a smell, but like it's not like a strong scent or anything, but it just smells like makeup. So this is 40 alabaster, and I think 50 ivory is gonna be too pink for me, that middle shade. But it also actually might be a better shade match, we'll see. I'm going to let these sit and see if they oxidize and see how they dry on the face. And then I will be back to actually apply them. I'm also gonna do the same thing on the other side, but blend them out a little bit less just to see, have like thicker swatches and see how that goes with as far as oxidizing and shade matching. So this is alabaster, that's 50 ivory. I steer clear from pink foundations because that tends to emphasize the redness in my face, but yellow foundations sometimes seem to combat that. But sometimes yellow foundations are too light, like too stark. They do match my neck better. Like I feel like this color matches my neck better, but at the same time, sometimes they can be a little too pale. So anyways, we'll see once these dry and see if they oxidize and which one is gonna look more natural. And yeah, so I will see you later. Okay, so after walking around for a little bit, letting them dry, I do think that the 40 alabaster, the lighter shade, does look more natural on me. I feel like that one's going to pull too dark, and as it's drying, it's going really pink. So that shade for sure is not going to work for me. And then I also want to try the concealers. So I have, this is in the shade, oh, whoops, the sticker came off. 50 warm shell. Whoops. And I have no idea if these are gonna be, it looks pretty darn yellow. I'll swatch them on my hand for you as well. and that's 50 warm shell. And the lighter one is 40 shell. And then the rest looked, that's 50 shell, that's 40 shell. And then the rest just looked like super, super bright. I think this shade lip works really well for me. So 40 shell is my shade. The 51 is way too dark. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go wash off those swatches and then put it on normally. All right, so we have the 40 Alabaster shade that I'm gonna put all over my face. One pump. I love that this comes with a pump. That's so handy. I'm actually gonna go wet my brush because this feels like a very high coverage foundation. So one second. Okay, here we go. I mean, it's going on really, really nicely. And I like how it looks with the sponge. It's not super full coverage. Another reason I wanted to pick this up is because this ingredient list, shockingly, looks pretty nice. There are some things I don't like in my products that this one does not have, like pegs. And I think it doesn't even have aluminum in it. Actually, it does have aluminum, but I want to dig into it and see if it's actually, like, even ingredient wise, how decent of a foundation it is. So far, I love it. Like, it looks really, really good. Super skin-like, not going on any dry patch, not like sticking to dry patches. I don't know, it looks really, really good. But yeah, so far it's looking amazing. I'm gonna do the other side and then we'll get into the concealer. This shade is actually really, really good for me, and it doesn't give me like that ghost mask look like some other, like the Kosas 100 shade does that for me. But the other thing I want to point out is it dries really fast actually, so you have to blend pretty quickly. I do want to point out that I feel like it makes my skin look a little bit dull, like very flat. It's not creased anywhere. It's not like done anything weird in any fine lines. It's completely set. I don't know if that changes when you build the foundation up. It's a really good match for me. The scent has not gone away, which is bothering me. I'm like not used to that kind of smell and I really don't like it. So if you don't like scents, also I noticed that I've seen reviews where people say like, oh yeah, this product has no scent or it doesn't smell. And then I'll buy that product and it 100% does. Like I've heard people say that about the Kosas products, the concealer and foundation, and they 1000% do have a strong smell, like a very noticeable one. So I noticed that like if you're like desensitized to scents, then for you, it's not, you're not gonna smell anything. Most of my stuff is unscented. So I will definitely like notice any scent that comes through, in which case I definitely do from this foundation. And yeah, it's just like lingering. It's been like at least 10 minutes now. Okay, going in with the concealer now. I don't want to do a lot because I don't know how pigmented it is. I would say that has really good coverage. Look how that covered my under eye, the dark circles. This has a little bit less of a smell. It has really good coverage though. I'm gonna try to cover that red spot. And it looks really, really nice as well. I'm going to do the concealer, and it like has a really nice brightening effect as well. I'm going to put some concealer on the other side as well, and we'll see how this foundation ends up, because so far the foundation has really good. I love that it said there's a bunch of pros to it. I didn't use a primer underneath or any moisturizer or anything, so how my skin was, that's exactly how it set. Like I don't know if I would have had like a different moisturizer underneath or a primer, if that would have affected like the finish of the foundation, because right now all the glow that you see, that's from the concealer. I think. Yeah, because the only glow I see is right here on the spot and under my eye. So the glow actually has, I mean, the concealer actually has glow to it, whereas the foundation is very matte. Like, it doesn't look dry on my skin, or it looks really nice, but it is completely set and matte, which I love. I love not having to use a powder. But I'm going to prime my eyes with this concealer as well, and then I'm gonna go in with some Essence eyeshadows that I have. All right, y'all, I filled in my brows a tiny bit, and you know, the smell of the foundation is still there. I am not a fan. And on camera, it looks really good. I love the level of coverage where like I can still see stuff through my skin. It's not completely like masked, but it tamed it down. Like, I love the level of coverage. I love that it's set. I don't have to powder, but the smell won't go away. My eyes are starting to water. So unfortunately, that foundation for me is a no-go, but let's go in with some eyeshadow. I have a couple of Essence palettes. This one, I haven't used it in a long time, so I'm going to use it, but really, really, really pretty shades. I love this palette. I love how fun and light the shades are. I really like the concealer. I'm going to keep using it and seeing if it's something that I like end up liking as much as I like my other favorites. I think what I'm going to do is I want to use, I think, let's see, probably that shimmer shade, because I use that one a lot. And then like probably these two colors right here. To add just a little bit of depth, I'm actually going to go in with that light brown color. And I'm going to swatch these shimmers first, but this is that orangey corally shimmer. I feel like that's more in like the copper gold side. This is the champagne shimmer. This one's my favorite. I use it a ton. And then the last shimmer, well, third to last, the other one is like a green color. This is the other one that I could use today. Yeah, I'm gonna go actually with this one. I think I'll start with this one and then I'll top it off with this one to brighten the look, but I actually really like this like pinkier color. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in heavier with that lighter color. I really like this Essence palette. This was one of those palettes that I broke my no-buy with. Last year when I was doing a no-buy, I saw this palette and the colors are just so pretty that I had to do it. And I don't actually have a full face of Essence. I don't have eyeliner or mascara by Essence. So I'm not gonna wear any eyeliner, and then I'm just gonna go in with one of my regular favorites mascaras, Heimish and Thrive. Still smelling the foundation. I was thinking about taking the foundation off, like washing my face after this video, but I think it's better that I actually wear it all day and actually see, is it going to fade that smell, or are you gonna smell it the entire time you have the foundation on? My lashes are acting up today. That looks so bad. There, Thrive to the rescue. I honestly, like, a big factor for me for whether I like a mascara or not is if I can manipulate my lashes with it, like I just did right now. Like, they looked bad and I was able to use this mascara to shift them around. Some mascaras don't let you do that, and they only let you kind of like apply the pigment of the mascara and it'll follow the lashes, but I need a mascara that I can use to do my own thing for my lashes, and they, I mean, much better, but my lashes are not having a good day today. I like to let the Heimish mascara dry for a few seconds before going in with the Thrive. But the reason these two are my favorite is because they're tubing. If they weren't tubing, these would not be my go-to mascaras. I would be using the Rare Beauty mascara, but I don't like the wash off of the Rare Beauty mascara, and the wash off of a tubing mascara is heavenly. So All right, now on to the blushes. I'm so excited to check out the blushes. Okay, so I have 3 shades of the blushes. I don't have a bronzer by Essence, so I'm just gonna go with something drugstore. I'll go in with the e.l.f. I like to put down my bronzer before blush. I've actually never used this bronzer on its own. I usually use it on top of a cream to like set a cream bronzer because I like the tone of it, but I don't know if I like it on its own. I've never used it on its own before. This is also one of my favorite brushes. This is from e.l.f. their pointed powder brush. Okay, on to the blushes. Some of them have shimmer, some of them don't. This one is number 2, Pink Flush. It definitely has shimmer. That is very, very obvious. Number 4 is Bold Heart. I don't see any shimmers in there. And I took them also in front of like the lights at Ulta to make sure. And this is number 6, Rosy Rosewood. They're very similar. Well, maybe not as similar once they're put next to each other. But this one is obviously very light. This one reminds me of like this blush from Essence and Be Fitting, where it's like kind of more neutral. And then this one reminds me of the one in Beloved, where it's like much pinkier. Okay, I'm gonna swatch all of them first. We'll swatch the lightest one, the Pink Flush. Yeah, very, very shimmery. The reason I usually don't like sheer blushes, but the reason I still pick this one up is because sometimes products with shimmer like this don't actually show up on your face, but it looks like this one will. Yeah, that is so much shimmer. This reminds me a lot of the Well People Baked Bronzer, their new formula. It looks exactly like this, super, super shimmery. The next shade, number 4, Bold Heart, has no shimmer. It looks pretty matte. I got this color because I'm usually very, like, all of my blushes are really basic and they're all kind of like, you know, very neutral, rosy tones. Like, I don't really use anything too bright or anything. So I felt like this color, the number 4 color, is gonna be like a good intro for me for something a little bit outside of my box. And then the last shade, number 6, Rosy Rosewood, and they have more than 3. These are just the only ones Ulta had. That one's like a reddish color, and these actually are really similar. I want to swatch them again to deepen, to like really see the colors. There you go. This would almost be pretty, I think, like a light sheer, like if you like sparkly highlighters, I feel like that could be pretty, but definitely not something I like. I'm gonna go in with these 2 different colors on either side of my cheek and we shall see. I usually use the Zoreya blush brush that I get on Amazon. So this is Bold Heart, number 4. I'm scared to see if this is really pigmented. Okay. That's nice. I know this is a baked formula, but I don't know, for me, this isn't magical. Like, this is just as good, if not, I don't want to say worse, but like I would prefer to use this Essence blushes instead of these. I don't know, I don't see anything special. I don't see a sheen or a glow or anything. I thought that's what they had. It's a really pretty color and it's really cheap, but on the other side I'm gonna go in with Rosy Rosewood. But I just feel like a lot of this stuff is really hyped up because it's new and it's baked, but there's nothing special to it. At least I don't see it. So I'm gonna do the same thing, tapped a few times. This is the like red rosy color. I do like the colors, but like I don't know. I think I like this color more. Like if I were to keep one, I would keep this brighter number 4 because I don't have too many blushes like it. I feel like this is a tone I have so many times over in my collection. But yeah, so I guess this is the, this is the end. This is the final review. I've talked about the foundation plenty throughout the video, but for me, the pros are that it completely sets, it's matte, it doesn't go in any creases, it doesn't cling to any dry patches, it has a really nice amount of coverage. The cons are it smells really strong for me, and I feel like it, I don't know if dull is the right word, but it just doesn't, like, it doesn't bring any life to my face. So like it just wouldn't be my go-to. That's all I'm trying to say. But it's very affordable, and I would say that for it being so affordable, it's a really good product. It's just not something that I would continue using because of the smell. Pretty much main reason is the smell. The blushes, the concealer, I do really like the concealer. I'm gonna keep using it to see how well it does on top of like my other foundations and things like that. I wanna remove this mascara mess. But as far as the blushes, I'm just not like, I don't get the hype. I don't get the hype. Yeah, they're baked, but I don't know. I've seen like the Milani baked blushes that have a ton of glow, and other products that are baked that have like that sheen or that glow. These, maybe you need to pack them on. I mean, it looks really, really nice on the skin. It's a beautiful product. It's cheap. They have several shades. So like, it's a good, nice product, but so are a bunch of other things at the drugstore. So yeah, it's just not like, I don't know, it's not magical. It's not, I don't get the hype. It's a great product, but now I'm just going in repetitive circles. Anyways, I hope this was a fun video. I hope this was helpful, exciting. I really enjoyed creating it. It was really fun to try the new Essence products. And if you have any questions or anything else that you think might be overhyped, I'm really, really picky with my makeup. So I think that's one of the reasons why there's so much online that's overhyped that I just don't get the hype for. I know makeup is very individual as well. It all depends on your preferences, your skin type, all that good stuff. But that was my review. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next video.